Well, the general trend in the banking sector during the pre-earnings Q3 FY22 numbers released by certain banks has been that there has been a healthy uptake in both advances as well as deposits. So on both sides, it looks quite good. But let's zoom out a little and let's look at maybe the last 8 odd quarters, where or which pockets or which banks have been gaining incremental market share, especially on the advances side. And let's look at each player individually. ICICI Securities has done a report on this. And let's first look at the largest private sector player, which is HDFC Bank. In 2018, HDFC Bank commanded a market share in advances of 8%. And since then, it has gained quite well. When I look at from FY20 onwards, in terms of incremental credit growth, HDFC has had a 25% market share. That is truly staggering. And as of December 2021, that 8% overall market share now stands at 11.5% of total advances is what HDFC Bank holds. Similarly, ICICI Bank had a 5% market share in 2018, and incrementally in terms of the credit growth, it's been 8 to 9% of incremental credit growth has been from Axis Bank. Kotak Mahindra Bank has also seen robust growth. However, that has only been back-ended. Last 2 to 3 quarters, they've seen very good growth. So surplus of 7% market share in incremental credit growth in the last 2 to 3 quarters is what Kotak Mahindra Bank has been clocking. Federal Bank, as per ICICI, has been this really underappreciated bank. It says that it had 1.1% outstanding share in advances in 2018 and has incrementally grown at the 2 to 2.5% mark of incremental credit growth since FY20. So that's been quite significant for Federal Bank. In terms of how AU has been, AU has also been quite well in focus, 0.2% market share in 2018 and 1.5% of market share in incremental credit growth since FY20. So some of these have been clocking real strong growth when you look at it in relative terms versus their historic numbers. SBI, which is the largest PSU of course and the largest bank, has maintained its market share. That itself has been quite strong for the bank, and that looks quite good broadly for SBI. So who has lost out? PSUs outside of SBI have of course been laggards. They've really lost out. Yes Bank and RBL have been in a consolidation phase. They've been consolidating their advances. They've not been giving out too much. And IndusInd Bank's growth has been slow, but it's picking up over the last quarter or so. When we look at market share gains on the deposit side of things, HDFC Bank and SBI are consolidating very well over there as well. They've grown above their traditional market share numbers. Kotak Bank has moderated though, that's a surprise, 1.6% outstanding market share and now stands at 1.4% of incremental deposit market share growth. So that has been a squeeze for Kotak Bank. And IndusInd, RBL, Yes, IDFC First, Equitas and AU are all focused on scaling up and strengthening their liability franchise. So they've been seeing good gains. Broadly, this is how the market position looks like at the end of the third quarter of FY22. The standout performers being both HDFC Bank and State Bank of India, the leaders of the pack standing out in terms of market share gains.